to Figure Fight Club.
Giveaway, you say? Oh, yeah. Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures. Welcome to Figure Fight Club, where collectors come to play. Discussions from relevance to hot toys shaped by collecting. Where pour a drink for yourself, collect your thoughts. Join us on this journey and action-packed talks. In the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break of dawn. Collectors gather around, any drink will do. In Figure Fight Club, we welcome you. Welcome with the flop, with the flop, oh. Welcome with the flop, with the flop, Raise your drinks up high and let's cheers. You're among collectors and like-minded peers. From stores to conventions, we take you backstage, exploring figures from modern day to the Stone Age. In the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break of dawn. Collectors gather around, any drink will do. In Figure Fight Club, we welcome you. Welcome with the flop, with the flop, oh.
The co-hosts have taken over Figure Fight Club. We kicked that Obby's ass out of here, and it's me and Lou running the show tonight.
Absolutely. I'm good. How you doing today, Talib?
Doing well. I almost thought it's starting a minute late because I know Obby loves to be punctual and just see if he would be like, what the hell, guys? What are you doing?
He'd be jumping right in the chat.
Oh,
He'd come in backstage on his phone. What's wrong? What's going on? Absolutely. And he's watching this right now, flipping right now, I bet.
Is he? I don't see him in the chat, so.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I absolutely. Background music. I'm trying to figure out the background music here. It doesn't seem to be working properly. It looks weird.
Oh,
it's some kind of custom track. Don't even worry about it. We don't need the lounge music tonight. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Plastic Journey, Friday nights on the Figure Fight Club Network. Who we got tonight? Who's hanging out with us? Everybody.
Well, there's Gibbs right there. Let's go. Parents are gone. Let's party. Hell yeah. Put on your socks. Throw the button-up shirt on. We're sliding down the hallway, buddy.
Absolutely. Hey, look, we got Video Power Gaming. Good evening, sir. Welcome. We got Jay Hova. What's up, Jay? Thanks for coming out, brother. Got Paul Morales. Thanks, Paul. Hey. We got Magna Figure Photos. What's going on, Winford? We got Stu for lunch. Savage Codex. We love Lou and Talib. See, I know, and we love you guys too. And it's more fun with us, I think. Anyway, so
hell yeah.
Catch us on the replay, Abby. It'll be great. You'll love it. You're getting so much trouble. What's up, Keith? How you doing, brother?
Did you just read Goose's comment?
I haven't gotten to Goose's yet. No, I haven't gotten to Goose's yet. GI Jedi, what's going on? Where's Goose's comment? Where is it?
It's right here.
I've got sweat down. So do I, my friend. So do I. We're screwing everything up tonight. And there's Impossible Pie. What's going on, bud? Todd. All right. So anyway, we've been getting through and screwing up everything tonight. So let's get into it. You guys know the drill. Plastic Journey. Good to have everybody on tonight. And should we go ahead and welcome our guest and stop making him wait any longer? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So our guest tonight, you guys know as much as I've been called, and I agree 100%, Savage Crucible shill. This is a great night for me, and I'm having a lot of fun and very excited about this. So I'm probably all nervous and sweating the crack of the ass and all that good stuff. So I'd like to welcome the creator of Harvinger Studios, Savage Crucible, and Collegiate Legends, the one and only Rob Post. Welcome, Rob. How you doing, brother?
How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing? Glad you could come.
Pretty good. Y'all supposed to remind me to take my glasses off so y'all can't see the stuff on my screens over here to the left and right.
Spoilers, huh?
Yeah, don't give me those away.
So we need to supersize you then.
I know we might have to enlarge and see what's going on with that. Right
yeah.
I took them off, so you had about a second to get what you needed to.
All right. Oh, Goose has got you covered. Rob, there you go. Take your
I'm going for the sexy librarian intro. That's what I was going for. With taking my glasses off. You know.
Yeah, I think it worked, man. I think it worked. It's a good look for sure. See, my problem is I can't see the screen. I don't wear glasses except on screen because I just can't see the screen without them. But yeah. So thanks for coming. Thanks for joining us, my friend. How you doing? How you been? Busy?
Definitely busy. A little too busy, actually. Really tired. I think I say that a lot. I think we just did. I was in Vegas for the licensing expo, then flew to LA for Motu Universe, came home, then 3 days later drove to Dallas for DFW. The guys wanted me to come out to Heroes Con this weekend, but I just couldn't do it. I needed a break before we get to Joe Fest. Yeah, so there's an immense amount of stuff going on in the background for Savage and Collegiate Legends right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is, busy time, con season, and you guys have hit a lot of cons so far this year, so I'm sure that gets exhausting. Right for Valhalla. What's going on, brother? All right, so getting into some question and answer with you. Wanted to dig into a little bit about you, not just we'll get into Savage Crucible most definitely, but want to find out a little bit more about Rob. How long have you been collecting? You are a collector, correct?
I am a collector. I've been collecting since childhood. So
okay.
My first toys that I can remember were G.I. Joe, Motu, and Voltron. Transformers came a little bit later, like 1 or 2 years later, but my collecting started when I was in Germany. So I didn't I was having this discussion the other day. I loved like the Motu cartoons, but I got the figures way before I ever saw the cartoon. I think my mom like rented a movie or something. They combined a couple episodes into a movie or something. Because in Germany there wasn't like a serial release like you guys had in the States because it was overseas. So it wasn't until I came home about 84, 85 that I started getting introduced to all the cartoons. So
okay.
But I was definitely the weird guy in college that had action figures on his desk when it was totally not cool to have action figures on your desk.
Okay. Right
Yeah.
on. All right. So you kind of never stopped then if you were doing it like that, or did you like pick it back up in college?
I definitely picked it back up as an adult. The problem was when I joined the military, I was overseas a lot, so there's not really a lot of toy stores in a lot of the parts I was at, much less indoor plumbing. So
priorities, right?
Right.
Right. Exactly. All right. So you said so Motu and G.I. Joe. So how early did you get in on G.I. Joe? Were you one of the?
Oh, very early. Well, I was a military brat, so like every father bought their kid G.I. Joe figures, right? Like that was
100%. Yep. Same. That's my dad was happy when I was into G.I. Joe but he'd pick apart everything and he'd look at it all and so I'd ask him, well, is this like real world, Dad? And he's like, some of it, he's like, well, he'd point out the stuff and say, well, this is kind of like real world. This is, but this is ridiculous. This doesn't exist. Things like that.
I think my dad was just happy that I was in the room, leaving him alone.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. All right.
You mean that thing Heavy Duty had wasn't real world military? His missile launching desk with the...
No, that missile. No, the missile launching desk was not real world military. The 400-pound missile launching desk that he had. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, not at all. What would you say? What is the very first action figure you remember being like your favorite, or the one that you, your favorite, or the one that you played with the most, wore out and made a floppy mess?
I mean, things that I truly like have really strong memories are my first X-Wing, War Duke from the LJN line. Yeah. Had those. I remember I have a memory of that Death Star playset with the foam.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yep.
Like I have a memory of that. Don't know what the hell happened to it, but and honestly, like I was like, I remember being an adult thinking, did I just make that up? Like, because you never really saw it, right? Like,
Yeah,
we never talked about that one per se, but yes, those are my earliest memories.
I gotcha. Yeah, that Death Star was. I never had one as a kid, but I had a friend who did. Well, I had a couple friends who did, and my biggest memory, besides the phone was big, but the other part was they were always broken. Like nobody had a Death Star that I knew that was intact, and it's like it was a fragile toy for sure. That's what I remember.
Chris Star was another one I can remember very early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have the Star Destroyer playset that was just like a wedge of cheese?
I didn't have it. A friend had it, but I remember it very vividly. It was just
so bad.
It was like two walkways, and I think there was a gun at the end, if I remember correctly, or something.
Yeah, and it's got a handle so you can fly the skeleton thing around. It made no sense. I don't remember it as a kid. I remember seeing videos about it, and I never knew anybody that had one. That was an awful toy. That was just absolutely the worst Star Wars
Vader,
toy.
you had to like wedge into his little chamber because he wouldn't fit all the way because they were only 5 points of articulation.
Were they 5? Yeah, they were 5. Yeah. No, absolutely not. So the X-Wing was one of your first ones that you remember as well.
Yes, it was. And I actually was very upset when I moved back home. I got lost in the move. It's very typical when you move overseas, the boxes don't make it. And I was convinced that someone had stolen it on purpose. Being the 6-year-old that I was.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So getting into what do you like to collect today? What are your favorite things to collect at this point?
So things that I'm into are George Way Warhammer, Mondo's 1/12 He-Man. I collect classified. I don't collect as much as I used to, but I still have a pretty big collection. I was collecting the NECA D&D line. I'm still visibly hurt over that, not continuing. And let's see what else. I mean, I pick up like Valverse figures. I really like their what is it? Not the Centurion, the what's the
Praetorians?
Praetorians. I like those a lot. Let's see, what else do I collect? I'll pick up a lot of import stuff to try. Just that's more like study than actual like fun. But there's sometimes you'll find something like, wow, this is really cool. So for the most part,
yeah. So you kind of all over the place a little bit. You don't have necessarily a genre focus.
No, not at all. Now, if you're talking about art, the art I collect is definitely fantasy driven. So
your Transformers didn't carry over into adulthood?
What do I have Transformer wise? I mean, I had an OG Jetfire that I kept until I was about 30 something years old. I haven't really gotten into it. I think that the studio series is really cool. I love that they kind of went back and do that stuff. I love them. I'm kind of glad that I didn't get into it. I was still kind of upset. You remember that 4-foot Metroplex that somebody did?
Oh yeah.
Like, man, I should have bought that because I still have like Sentinel, I've got Galactus, I got some Marvel, some X-Men, because I still love that stuff, but like it's not like my I just add in like really cool pieces here and there. But I should have got that Metroplex. Like I still hate myself for not doing that.
Yeah, it was Lumen Resources that did that. And we had a pair of guys that do Transformers stuff, and he had it in the background. We interviewed him a week or so ago, and it just looks like a piece of furniture back there, like stalking you, like just it was looking over his shoulder the entire time, judging, not paying his portion of the rent.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's too big, man. That the real estate and I draw the line at that point. I wouldn't even get the Unicron, that the HasLab Unicron.
Oh, yeah.
Big, you know, just too much.
I'm not ready for human-sized toys at this point.
Right? It's like, do you have to take?
I don't have kids, so I don't. It's fine with me. Like we can just got plenty of space. Yeah.
All right. I suppose.
I think my collecting habits would be a lot different if I had kids.
Probably.
You might get more stuff because you're just trying to get the kids to get into it as well.
Well, I bought my fair share of Pokemon cards and I can't say her name. A little cutesy demon thing. I bought a lot of dinosaurs from Jurassic Park for kids. But they love little kids love blind box stuff. Like I have bought so much blind box stuff over the years. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think kids like surprises, you know, so it's a little different. They're not jaded. Their little minds aren't jaded yet. So it's like, ooh, I have something, you know. It's like,
you mean gambling for kids?
Exactly, gambling for kids.
Gambling.
Mm-hmm. Well, come on. When you were a kid, you loved, you know, picking stuff out of you get the pack of cards from whatever, and you're just crossing your fingers, hoping you got that one card.
Like King Griffey Jr. era rookie card. Yeah,
sure.
I remember that.
I mean, I pulled a Don Mattingly rookie card. I still have it to this day. Love that card.
That was a long time ago. Don Mattingly.
I'm an old man. Do you not read the word? Old man Lucifer. Old man. Yes. I was around when Don was a rookie. I don't know. but yeah, I mean, the thing I remember as a kid, it was Star Wars cards was the other big one, right?
I remember the Star Wars cereal. That was a blast. Remember when everything would get at cereal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you had to have that. Like, yeah.
Yep.
That Routes and Batman cereal probably was garbage, but I think I loved it back in the day.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Rouston did a lot of those back then, and I think they were like the licensee of you know, gimmicky cereal as far as you know, if there's a movie, they're going to make a cereal for it, or if there's a TV show. Like I remember at the G.I. Joe cereal, my mom would never buy it for me, and I just wanted that cereal so I could get that Starduster figure. That never happened as a kid. So.
You mean like all of Hasbro's SDC exclusives having cereal box themed packaging?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Starduster was one of them. Yeah.
Yep. Very interesting. I don't know.
Stu for Lunch just mentioned that Mr. T cereal.
Mr. T
did give everybody cereal back then.
Mm-hmm. I pity the fool who don't eat my cereal.
There was a lot of great TV, like even adult TV for us. You remember, like you had like the Jump Guy. Obviously, like, oh shit, my mind just went blank. What were they called? Mr. T and his old thing. The
A-Team. Yeah, the A-Team.
Thank you. I kept saying, my mom kept thinking about Ace. I was like, it's not Ace. Like, and I'm like, stop. You can tell I'm tired.
It's all right.
But like late night TV was not late night, but like even after the cartoons, like we still have like really fun stuff. Like when you look at shows now, do you see any fun stuff for kids to actually watch past?
Well,
not like when we were kids. Yeah,
so they would market this stuff for it. I mean, you had Dukes of Hazzard. You had you'd get those plastic General Lees and the Jeep, Daisy Duke's Jeep. Like Stu mentioned the Fall Guy.
Yeah. I said the Jump Guy, didn't I? But I meant the Fall Guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember having that brown GMC truck.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Then you had Knight Rider and Airwolf, and like there's just so many shows that were like kids just loved, and there's not really anything like that these days that I can think of. But
there's not. It's a lot of soap opera shows. I mean, back then it was Adventure of the Week too. That was the big thing. It was always
MacGyver. That was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. It was like the A-Team rolls into town and they have to fight off this random band of guys who stole a truck from a guy. And everybody's got the AKs and flipping their Jeeps and walking away from it like nothing happened.
The theme song was memorable about a lot of those shows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Agree completely. Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun times. It was a fun time to grow up for sure.
And then having R-rated properties turned into toys. We probably shouldn't have been playing with them at the time, but
like Commando and Rambo.
RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yeah, I saw that in theaters. My stepdad took me to that, and he took me to that because Predator came out the next week. I might be getting this reversed in my mind, but I saw one first. The reason why I went and saw it was because the other one was out the next week when he thought it was out. And so, yeah, I watched Predator and RoboCop as too young of a kid to watch those movies.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did not have that. I did not get that. Lucky.
That might explain some of my diminutiveness or edge, I guess.
Possibly. I don't know. Yeah, I saw Predator. I think when it hit VHS, I think one of my friends got a hold of it, and yeah, that was a life-changing experience. I mean, anything Arnold was awesome. You know, Conan. Actually, I saw Conan pretty young, so I don't remember if I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it pretty young. And again, Arnold, death and destruction. It'll mess with your head. But yeah, the kids they're not allowed to see any of that kind of stuff anymore.
No.
It's not the same.
Mind violence as much as like other stuff. Because a lot of times it's over the top, right?
Funny. Right. Yeah, over the top, goofy, and everybody walks away after the car flips 15 times and explodes. Everything's fine. Everybody's got a parachute. Yeah.
It's like the way Last Action Hero made fun of it. It's just a flesh wound.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So next question for you is, what was your first big purchase, action figure wise? Like something that you were, an expensive purchase. What you would consider an expensive purchase? HasLab, something like that. You know, Unicron. Big.
I mean, even as a kid, we were making expensive purchases. Me and my little brother. Well, he was my big brother. I was a little brother, but we started our own pecan business when we were real little, and we used to go collect pecans out of people's yards. I think they refer to that as stealing these days, but
it's theft.
We thought it was pretty harmless. They weren't using them, and we would sell them by the pounds. We'd sell them unshelled and shelled by the pounds, and then we kind of figured out that people would buy anything from kids. So like we would just randomly start doing things like we would pop popcorn and put it in like little quarter Ziploc bags and go sell it for like 50 cents. And we know I only had to sell like 4 to get a G.I. Joe.
Right.
So we had a lot of G.I. Joes that we purchased ourselves as a child. And I mean a lot. So trying to think the biggest purchase I probably ever made was like at a young age was the Terror Dome with my own money. So, but as an adult, I would say a toy company is probably the most money I've spent. I mean, I've dropped $50,000 on a figure. I don't know about you, but
yeah, okay. So you got us beat on that for sure. That's true. That's true. I didn't even think of it that way. Wow. But you made your money back on it though, right? You don't
most of them we have, yeah. Okay. The problem is you keep doing it and then you keep
it never stops.
Yeah.
Well, and we don't want it to stop, Rob. That's the point. We don't want it to stop.
Appreciate it.
Keep doing it. So you had an entrepreneurial mind at a very young age then.
Oh yes.
You know,
yes.
Starting out that far back. And so when did you know that you wanted to start your own company? When did those gears, when did it kind of set in and you realized that, hey, I actually could do this and you know, have my own company making, action figures?
So I'll say that I have been very fortunate. Once I left the military, I've always had a very well-paying job. Mostly because of what I did in the military to begin with. And then after I went to grad school, got very lucky in what I ended up doing. So from that standpoint, there wasn't a lot of motivation to start my own company. And it wasn't until I did 3D printing and I was just doing customizing. And I just wanted my own unique pieces. And so that's why I got into 3D printing for myself. And everyone knows I just get bored and turn things and all my hobbies into businesses. So I turned my action figure customs into a business one Christmas. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger until I had to move everything out of the house to its own shop because it was getting unwieldy. And so that was probably my first, as an adult, things like that. But I used to be, we used to do security for clubs in college. Me and a friend of mine, so we would be private contractors for that. I don't know. So that was probably the first, but that was like leading into it. And then that was really just more about chasing the creative things in terms of things that I wanted to see that weren't being done. And so we just kind of asked ourselves a question: why are we making parts for other people's toy lines? Why don't we just make the figures we want to see to begin with?
Okay.
So,
so it just kind of like you said, snowballed. It just a process. What was the first custom? What were the first custom parts that you ever made when you were doing when you started out with?
There was this night helm. It might still be on the My Action Figures Facebook group page, maybe, but I think Tim actually sold some variants of it to go with Savage Crucible, but it was a very simplistic sculpt. Had like a metal faceplate. The eyes weren't that really that well detailed, but that was probably the first 3D print I ever did. And I started painting like stripes on it and stuff. And it was a great sculpt from that standpoint, but it wouldn't cut it today.
Okay.
Do you think that kind of gave you an advantage, like as being like a upgrading the existing figures to when you actually started designing your own?
Yes. From the standpoint of, I knew, like, in the stuff that I collect, I know the limitations. And at that point, I definitely understood, or at least I felt like I understood the limitations. And then you start looking at imports, and they were doing some crazy things at the time that just American companies don't really embrace very fast. It takes like a decade or more for most to even embrace those things. And a lot of that, I mean, now I know why. I didn't really understand at that time, but a lot of that has to do with the workflow schedule from sculptor to production. And so this even happens at the Mattel and Hasbro. They just send the sculpts over to a design house over in China, and they may not even understand that that's what they're doing. And that design house makes the changes that are needed, that they feel like are needed in order to make it functional to put it in tooling. And so they'll change designs because they understand certain tolerances, not just like material thickness, but also like the friction involved and things that they can actually do in tooling. So you actually end up hiring a lot of sculptors that aren't really talented in terms of getting files ready for production. They can make very beautiful sculpts, but they're not ready for production. And it's because there's never been like a feedback, because the guys doing it are Chinese. They speak Chinese. They're not really speaking English. They're not giving feedback to people over here. And so that's why actually right now, if you go to China, like if you go to Wonderfest, there's, I don't know, over 100 indie Chinese companies there. And they're all trying to like be inventive and chase, new things and like come up with new ideas. And so they're there at the factories able to do that. And they find little factories that help them try new things, which is what I did. They had never, my factory had never done the elbows that we ended up doing before. And so that was part of it. And trying to balance between being able to pop and swap and something holding up over time is unique, because I can make the joints a hell of a lot easier to pull apart, but they're going to become very loose in a year or two. Like,
they'll start slipping right out.
Right. So yes, the short answer is yes. It gave us an advantage. It also gave me an advantage because my team was so big and I had so much talent, from just ideas, sculptors, painters. I mean, I had essentially what a mid-tier size companies access to talent that most small companies don't.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you brought up the joints, and that's something I had a question on. What made you come up with that idea for those joints? Because it is unique. The elbows and the knees, for sure. It was not something you typically see.
Well, so I pulled parts from different figures. And so like the forward facing butterfly, I don't have any figures over here. I think I do. You don't really need a butterfly that goes backwards.
Thank you. Yes.
even and let's see it. Let me grab a figure.
Well, you look at your own mechanics, your own body. You know, it's more of the waist that turns.
Well,
rather
maybe
than
not
the
us
arms.
older men, Lou. We have a little bit of rage of motion. I said us older men, Lou.
So to put it in perspective, like, so that's we're crossing arms here, utilizing the back butterfly. All right, so you're like, well, on Spider-Man or somebody, like, you know, they can really stretch their arm back behind them because, you know, Spider-Man's a lot younger. But I mean, does a figure really need much more than that?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty extreme. And so how you obtain that is just paying attention to this cut right here on top of the deltoid.
All right, we're blowing you up, man. Hang on.
So,
because you're giving an education here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's what allows you, with the right angle, to be able to turn this arm
to get all the way back like that. Yep.
So you don't need a butterfly to do that. I mean, unless you're trying to make it where you can hold the sword two-handed behind us.
I know what I'm going to go try to do after this show.
I know, right? Threw down the gauntlet. All right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that, like, I think it was a Mafex Black Panther figure that I really enjoyed. The forward-facing butterfly, I thought it gave it some really cool things. Also, two-handed poses were really important to me because all the poses two-handed are really awesome. So I had to have that, and then from there, just the elbows and the knees. I don't remember the figure that I stole that from. At least the inspiration, and we're not done. I still have some improvements to do on this, and same with the knees. We're constantly trying to figure out how to do things better. I call it the never-ending pursuit of excellence. So you can always do things a little bit better. It may not be worth your time or your money, but you can make it better. So, but we do have some ideas to make the elbow articulation better that we're going to try in the future. And we're going to try something different here shortly with a portion of the knee to make it more aesthetically pleasing in certain poses. I think that's probably our biggest complaint to date, is how thin the back of the knee is right there.
Yep.
You know, from the front looks great. Even like from there, you're fine. But like when it does a side pose, if it's not like bent all the way in, then it kind of looks weird. So we're working on it, making some adjustments.
Very cool. Very cool. No, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're seeing things as a fan of the line. You know, that you're constantly looking for ways to you know, evolve the line and improve upon it. That's all we ever ask. You know, here, I got one for you real quick because I needed to bring this up. Because they're getting feisty in the chat. So
I started a bunch of them too, Lou. So
I know, but and we're gonna bring those. We're gonna bring those up here in just a sec. What's up, Jersey? How you doing, brother? Jersey Maniac would like to file a complaint. He did not get the rarest Komodo and demand compensation for this tragedy.
Jersey, you did, but we marked those boxes, and when I saw it was going to you, I pulled it back out. So you were lucky enough. You just had the misfortune of me looking at it before it was packed. So
there you go.
And that's a lie, guys. We have no idea. Like,
yeah, I know.
It was what, like 0.2% for the rare one?
2%. It's 2%.
2%.
2%. Yeah. 1 out of 50 is basically how it works.
Yeah. And you heard that over at IshCon, I'm trying to remember who pulled all four.
Yep. Sorry, Jersey, but the house won.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody did. Somebody did pull all four at once.
So this one guy at DF, at the same time, I'm getting a text about that guy, right?
Okay.
Some guy pulled all four, and I'm like, Jesus. A guy bought 8 and then came back to the table, and he's like, I'm not upset, but I got 7 red. And I was like, okay. I didn't pick your boxes. I have no control over this. And then, you know, he's walking away. He's still upset, still talking. I wouldn't buy any more. And then, but he's not upset. And then he goes to our business page and complains about it. I'm like, but he's not upset. I'm like, dude, you bought 8. Like, you knew there's only 4. Like, you gambled and lost. Like that's your call. Like the whole idea was we wanted to create something because people wanted more Komodos outside of the dungeon, the Lex Dungeon pack. So we thought this would be fun. And I knew a couple of people might chase it, but I just assumed that they would chase it in the aftermarket, not like try to go buy 20 of them.
Right. Just kind of trade.
I was wrong about that concept. So
a little bit.
Yeah. If I had to do it all over again, immediately I would change how I did that. I mean, I knew what I did wrong that first day, and actually the first full day after DFW, I knew immediately what I had done wrong. We should have had 5 versions. One should have been a glow in the dark, just a plain glow in the dark version, and then we should have made the blue and the white one the most common but equally common. So like red's like 60%. So what I should have done is made the blue 30%, the red 30%. I'm sorry, the blue 30%, and the white 30%. Then made the glow in the dark one roughly 20%, and then the red UV one, which is the most common one, 20%. And then take some fractions from all those and get your 2% for the ultra rare one. That would have been a more ideal ratio, and I think it would have been a lot more fun for people. Originally, the way it worked is I wanted the red one to be the nicest one. That's why it has the UV reactive light. It's cool because I knew that was going to be the most common one people got. So when they got it, like,
it's a good one.
Like if you're not into glow in the dark and you get a glow in the dark one, you're not happy.
Right.
Right. Like it's got no paint on it. Like you're disappointed. And so what I wanted was I just didn't want people to be disappointed, but I didn't do a great job looking at it from every angle. So I can say that.
Yeah.
So is there a future Komodo master with variant chains for the Komodos as a Wrangler?
Ooh, that's a really cool character. I like that.
So for all these madmen that bought multiple Komodos, have somebody that is the owner of those or wrangle them around.
Write this down, Rob. Write this down.
I think that I think for the most part, people are going to be happy with whatever Komodos they get, and they'll trade for what they want, right? And we saw that at the convention. People were trading, the Komodos, so that was really cool. And I don't know, I love the blind bags, but I don't like blind figures per se. Like I'm not a fan of those. I thought this was fun because you knew you're buying a Komodo kind of concept. Like that you're buying what you're getting from a limited aspect. But I wouldn't say it's something we're going to do all the time at all. Maybe once a year at tops. And then you got to find the right type of item to do it with.
You do for sure. Yeah. And I thought honestly I thought the Komodo was the right type for that day. It was fun. Like I went in, when I went to IchCon, I said, okay, well, I'm going to buy 2. I said, maybe I'll buy 3. They're all sold out, so I only got 2. That's fine. But I got a blue and a white. So I was,
oh yeah,
so I got some fancy stuff. So I said, I think I won on that one. But yeah, I'll be honest, I almost bought another one in hopes of just getting a red because I saw everybody else's red, and I was like, oh, the red's really
cool. Nice. The red one's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I like the translucent kind of thing with it. And I didn't realize it's you said it's blacklight reactive.
It is.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until after I got home.
Now you want it. See,
I do want it. Yeah. Yep. So we'll figure out some way to figure out how to get my hands on one of those. Maybe I can convince Abby to give me one. Abby, if you're still in the chat.
Well, Jersey was complaining he had like 7 of them, so I bet he'll trade.
Yeah, but I don't want. I'm not going to give up my white or my blue.
You know who bought the most at DFW was Bobby Valla. They bought like 30 of those things. They kept opening them and then coming back and buying them, and like they did like a whole after hours thing. Like they were, some of them were for Ryan, some were for Jordan, some were for Bobby, right? But it was so funny. We called it Golden Gate because Jordan got one of the rare ones, and then Bobby's like, "No, that's mine." He's like, "No, it's not. It's mine." Their compromise is that it would stay in the shop.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. He mentioned that Saturday on 3POA.
Oh, it was hysterical.
Yeah.
But
it's not mine. It's ours.
It's ours, yeah. The two kids, dude, it brings out the kid on all of us, right? It's fighting in the, no way, that was mine. I picked that one. That's great. I love it.
And I think it definitely works for something that's like a troop builder or a animal. So I think it worked well.
Yeah, I saw the person's comment about like I would like a wave 1 slate line box kind of concept, and I'm like, yeah, I could see that, but maybe not make it like a rare tier level, so you have equal chance of getting a slate figure of a particular color, and if all the colors are cool, then yeah. But I don't know. I'm not putting a lot of energy into it. I'm putting energy into the blind bags, not a blind bag skew. So
that makes sense. Yeah, I think the upgrade with the blind bags has been a lot of fun. I think the have you heard a lot of positive response, negative response, blah response? What have you been getting from the new loot bags and the new weapons bags?
Overwhelmingly, I don't know that anyone's complaint. I'm trying to think if there's been a complaint. Yeah, no, there hasn't been a complaint.
No, yeah, I didn't think so. It's been fun. I mean, again, it's just that little bonus thing that's adds to what did I get? It's like, I think that makes it makes the collecting experience more fun. And some people are buying multiple Naraka and multiple Brainyard just to make sure they get extra loot bags too. So I'm sure that's a good thing, right? All right, so let's go back to Abby's questions here real quick.
There's a lot of awesome questions in the chat. Like,
yes. All right, let's do a couple of chat questions for you. All right. So first up, we
good ideas in there too.
All right, I'm going to bring this one up because Goose is our co-host, and Goose always comes up with the wacky questions for everyone. Rob, yeah. Which first time? Rob, can I enroll somehow in your genetic lineage and pass down those beautiful blue eyes?
Why to make it awkward, Goose? That's what Goose is here for.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. My semen is, to make it more weird, my semen is stored. So the appropriate authorities know what to do if I have an untimely death. So I don't know. You can always sign up, sir. You can always sign up.
Well, we definitely made that weird. All right.
You highlighted, or I highlighted it. You brought it
up. You highlighted it.
I just saw the question mark.
This is Talib's thought.
Oh.
This is Talib's fault. We'll move on to something else for you here, Rob. We'll make it a little bit. Quick question. What is the process of coming up with the names for your figures? I like this question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So we rotate on the team. I depending on like if a person sculpted it or painted it or just hasn't like done something like that, we all nominate like 2 or 3 people on the team and be like, hey, you guys get to come up with the name and some of the back story on this guy. And so like right now, Matt and Gordon are working on the Wonderfest figure. The name and the backdrop for him. So that's just how it goes. Like my only caveats to stuff is just like I really like the names to be a little bit easier to pronounce. I don't think we have to go like super crazy. I think sometimes we've certainly touched the what I would call the barrier to being able to read it. And so that always happens in fantasy. I feel like there's enough really cool names out there. I think also one of the ideas is simply that there's enough foreign languages out there with cool words with English meaning to use that you don't have to go crazy on making up new words. So
I agree. Yeah, for sure. So I'm curious because I'm going to ask you, we're going to follow up on these. 2 of the most difficult out of the line, I think, that I've run into is the Shield of Dezera. Who came up with that one?
I think that was Gordon. That was Gordon.
That one's one that I always slip on and end up pronouncing wrong. So I'm curious. What about Brynjar? Brynjar is just the spelling alone is very complex. Once you hear it, you're like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But the spelling of it's very interesting.
That was me, Nikki, and Gordon, and I can't tell you who exactly picked that specifically.
Okay.
Because we usually come up with like 2 or 3, and we're like, oh, we like this one. And I think I had an apostrophe in there, and then Gordon hates apostrophes, so he removed it.
So we got one from GI Jetman. What's up, Jetman? I don't collect Savage Crucible, but I picked up your deluxe dungeon, and I love it. I use it for my Cobra dungeon display for my Crocmaster figure.
Might have where I got the name Komodo Master from.
Oh, is that where you stole it from?
Crocmaster.
From Jetman? Okay.
No, from Crocmaster.
Crocmaster. All right. And see, that's the thing. The dungeon, I mean, the dungeon's gotten a lot of positive feedback, and that's the whole. Everybody can use that for all kinds of different things, not
Multiple
just
lines,
Savage Crucible. Mm-hmm. And okay, so going back to how did you come up with your concept of Savage Crucible when you started?
So I started with the idea that I wanted a world that I could bring in outside characters. It's sort of a literary mechanic. Like, how can I bring in guest stars, right? Because that's the best part about comic books was all the crossover guest stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really important to me. And so that's where I came up with this idea of a world that can bring in people from any time or any place. And so you can have a cowboy with a swordsman, with a samurai. Doesn't have to look awkward, but you know, we internally even had conversations like, what happens to the guy that brings a freaking laser gun and the battery goes out? Like, what do? You strap it on the end of a club and beat people with it? So like those are literally the conversations that we've had from that standpoint. Some people know this at this point. I don't know. There's so many ironies to the story, which is kind of embarrassing now, especially since Motu is so big right now.
Mm-hmm.
The main character in the first graphic novel is actually my brother, huge Guns N' Roses fan. You can kind of see it like an homage to a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, and actually the language that you can't read is actually written into the cadence to "Welcome to the Jungle." So a little tidbit there. But the whole idea was I was sending my brother to such a horrible place that I had to send him my best dog. And so both my brother and Mina are both deceased. And so that's kind of like one of those things, like, we don't really do tribute figures of like fans or people on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But we would definitely do tributes all day long to people that are in our lives that are no longer here. So those were the first.
Okay. Confirmed. We were getting cowboys and samurais. LOL.
I mean, there is a guy with a cowboy hat in the animation that we used to show all the time. So.
There was. That's right. That is right. So basically, the concept of Savage, again, bringing in everyone from all walks of all forms of fantasy life, and Savage, the Crucible itself, as of this point, there's been no real advanced technology. It's kind of very medieval times type technology, correct?
Great way to let me know you have not read the second graphic novel.
I have not read the second graphic novel yet. No, I have not. All right, so don't spoil anything. Never mind. We'll skip that.
Being a chill, Lou. You done messed up.
Oh, I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. Man, I have not read that. No, I haven't gotten it yet.
We got a couple member chats and super chats. You want to address those now?
Sure, we can do that. You want to grab?
Yeah,
we got it.
First one is from Tyler Lalonde. I already posted this on Facebook page, but a donkey would be awesome. It's smaller than a horse and can carry all your loot and gear.
I thought that was a great idea. I thought it was a great post. Yeah, certainly something to consider. I don't know. The problem we have is like there's so many ideas. And that was one of the things with the Warhorse. There's Warhorse. I did not want to invest that much money into tooling a horse when there are so many horses on the market.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
I'd rather go after the gaps, the holes, the places that people aren't doing stuff, bringing, so a donkey idea is pretty cool. Donkey with a cart would be pretty cool. I think it was at Mezco Toy or whoever. I don't know if y'all saw that, where they literally took all the weapons from like these ogres and then like put it together and it made like a wagon. And I was like, that was like the coolest reuse of parts to like make it work. It was just amazing. Love the engineering and ingenuity behind it. So yeah, it's a possibility. There always is.
Very cool.
Do you want to get the asset?
We can get the asset. And Tyler, thank you for the Canadian $5 super chat, my friend. What are we gonna do for the asset? Are we gonna just what are we gonna do? Of course, I know what we're gonna do.
Hi guys, this is Faces by Rachie here, and I just want to let you guys know that I love Figure Fight Club. Woo!
What's up, Tyler? Thank you.
And then we have Articulated Ninja using his member chat for 14th month. What organ did you sell to get a toy company owner on? Oh, that's probably addressed to us.
My kidney, my left kidney. It was painful. Still recovering. So thank you, Ninja. Always good to see you, brother. All right. So got a couple others here. And I'm going to bring this one up, and I think I know where we're going on this one. So Endless Fable, who named Nez the Delver?
Gordon, I think I came up with Nesgrel, and he came up with the Delver, because we were kind of like, we wanted to make him this kind of guy that was like always searching for stuff. He's kind of like, that scene like Star Wars where Yoda's like just like throwing stuff out like, oh, this is shiny, it's kind of a joke or whatever, like hiding who he is. But at the same time, I kind of like the idea of someone who was always like trying to search for relics stuff. It'd be a great idea to have MacGuffins, like the guy that finds a pistol without any ammo or whatever, like doesn't even know what the hell it is, but like it's shiny, so he puts it in his backpack. It might be worth something. So I think I came up with the name Nesgrel, and I think Gordon came up with the Delver, but that sounds right. I could be wrong.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to read this next question here. I'm trying to challenge.
Pull it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to gather this one together. We'll get this one. Rob from Hendo, House Hendo. Rob, would you consider scaling up the Komodo into a Megalania and add more articulation, be more cool monster possible mount entry into the line?
I still am upset with myself that we didn't make the tail have the same articulation as the neck and then make the tail a bendy tail. I think that would have just put that figure for what it was over the top. Would I scale it? I could scale it up. I'd have to use a new head. And like, I don't want to scale something, like I get what he's saying. Like, so I could do 80% of that and scale it up and then put maybe like a new head or something like that. We have a lot of monsters. I was looking at a monster today that Rebecca just finished. So we have a lot of cool little monsters and medium-sized monsters coming. So
dragons. All right. So from Magna Figure Photos, a little more laid back. Rob, favorite figure you've produced?
I love all my children equally.
Good answer.
Well, is there one like in the design process that surprised you with a lot of fanfare that you didn't know that might not have had as much, or like it was like one of those like maybe mid tier, but then once the fans got it in their hands, it just kind of overwhelmed you how much they enjoyed it?
So the one figure to date that I don't quite how do you say this? I love the figure. I'm the one that came up with the idea for it. I'm the one that pushed for the head sculpts for it. I didn't think it would sell out the way it has. Like, there's very few units of it left anywhere, even here for like conventions. Is the Varnox, because there was really like, I think there was like 2 new heads, like a new belt, maybe a new sword. I don't remember. I think there was at least 3 or 4 new pieces to it, but all the other pieces were pieces available. It was just a human, and man, people snapped those up like crazy. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would sell on par with most of the Wave 2 humans, and it far exceeded that.
Okay.
So that to me was a surprise.
I got you. I'm surprised that you were surprised by that, man. With that one head sculpt alone, the big helm, the mask, that was just badass looking. And then you couple that with the tattoos, and okay, that's fair. I'm glad you were surprised. That's a good thing, for sure. Okay, so from Randall White, Rob, hey, with the recent female blanks being put out by companies like Nada, Fury, and Webworks, how have those affected your team's take on a figure on one, if at all?
Yeah, so I would say that we definitely own. Sorry, I was trying not to yawn on camera. We definitely own an obscene amount of female figures. Looking at articulation, what works, what doesn't work, trying to come up with the best version we can do for Savage Crucible. So it is definitely having an effect. I'm not super crazy about some of the objectification of certain things. Look, I appreciate the female form a lot, but I don't really. I think some people might fail to understand the effect that might have on your daughters who are seeing your collection, or their lack of not having daughters in that scenario. And so that's one of the reasons why we have avoided cheerleaders and collegiate legends, because people just make shit weird. Having said that, we are partnered with the Frazetta Art Museum. Frank does amazing females, so we will definitely have scantily clad females, and we are definitely taking in the best practices on articulation and seeing if we can come up with something that either meets that or exceeds it.
Gotcha. All right, thanks for that. And you answered Abby's question that I was supposed to ask later. Where are the cheerleaders? Surprise!
Real quick, I want to thank GI Jetman for gifting a member chat, and that went to this guy right here, and he said thank you. So, and we do member only streams, just not tonight. Typically, it follows the Friday night show, but since Abby's on a road trip, we are not doing a members only tonight. So appreciate that.
We did it Tuesday of this week. It'll return for sure next week. We got it'll be fun. So welcome to the membership, and thank you, Jetman, for that. We appreciate you, brother. Got a question from Magna Figure Photos. Rob, any insight that you can share to when Death Dealer might hit the warehouse?
This year.
Sounds about right and sounds good. This year. It's coming soon. It is
definitely coming soon. No one wants that figure here more than me. Trust me.
Yeah.
I think those pre-orders went up a notch for people that still had it left over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to. I mean, I'm very happy for all our retailers, but I don't really want to go through the meltdown that was last Friday night or Saturday or the weekend or continuing into this week that some people had. So I'm glad that people went and ordered. What can we say? We base our production based on pre-orders, not just pre-orders direct, but pre-orders from retailers. And then we take into account growth and I mean, I'm pretty well versed in estimating demand curves. So but that's just it. They're always an estimate. No one's ever got one right yet. So we'll see.
For sure. Well, it definitely raised awareness that hopefully everybody that wants a Death Dealer has gotten their order in, and you know, again, it is one of those things. I can't dive into one way or the other on it with you. Rob, Digital Caveman's asking, what can we expect at Joe Fest this year?
Oh, well, we have the drop figure for Joe Fest, which I think's a banger. To me, it's really cool. The paint apps on him, once you really look at it, are so cool. So that I'm looking forward to. It's got like a new head. It's got some new pieces on it, like we always do. So I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for, we should have some mold injected factory samples, painted factory samples of, I don't know, 3 or 4 SKUs that people haven't seen yet.
Oh.
So yeah. So come by the booth. You might, we always hide stuff in there too. People don't realize how much we hide on our table.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
eggs as well.
Yeah. Well, Naraka showed up at Titans very quietly.
Yes.
Yeah.
People didn't really give it that much. They're like, what is, like. Yeah.
Well, his human head, the helmeted head is the only thing that I remember showing.
Yes,
up.
it was.
I remember seeing. Yeah.
Yes.
But it was still kind of like, oh, what's that? That's interesting. What's this about? Nobody seemed to know anything. It just was sitting there. But fun stuff for sure. So yeah, that's I think what people can kind of look forward to, seeing you guys at a show. You guys do that all the time. Drop little this, that, the other thing. You never know what you'll get to see.
We definitely want it to be fun. Like that's from opening your figure to playing with it, posing it, displaying it, everything, and then the interactions. Like we love the interactions with fans at shows. It's massively important, and we listen to all the feedback, even the really shitty feedback that I don't think warrants attention. We still think about it and try to be pragmatic about it.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Got another one from Endless Fables. Can we get blind bag hats, cowboy, baseball, crown, etc.? Fedoras.
I don't know about baseball caps per se. Not for Savage. I mean, that might happen in some other our Collegiate Legends line, things like that. We certainly have some plans there. I think the idea is like, yes, there'll be more relics, more different types of relics. Crowns certainly fit into that, and then also items that might be out of time, out of place.
Is there a challenge though to do like a headgear pack just because of the different variations of heads that you would have?
So if having something like a baseball cap or a crown that was meant to fit on multiple heads would be problematic. One way you could get around like a crown is you could have it where it like actually separates in the back, so you could like pull it, but it would still leave a gap open. But that's okay. Like Keith Randor's thing didn't go all the way. Right? Yeah, actually it did. I misspoke there. So that's possible, but like a baseball hat, fedoras, things like that, you could make it fit on certain bald heads, but not on heads with hair.
Whoa. Easy with that bald stuff. I'm sensitive.
Get over it, tell him. Well, yeah, with a baseball hat on hair, it's never going to look right on a sculpted piece of hair. That's that's what Hasbro's been doing with Wild Bill. They did the one with the hair built into the hat, and they did the same thing with Shipwreck, which is much better than just trying to slap the hat on top of the hair.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. So a question for you from us. We'll get back to the chat in a minute. Were you toying with any other genre ideas other than sword and sorcery when you started thinking about what you wanted to do with Savage Crucible, or your toy line in general before it is even Savage Crucible?
I mean, I wanted to be in fantasy. I don't have a problem with bringing the science part into it, with certain aspects of it. That was the genre that I really wanted to do. the other genres I love. I mean, the Zombies from Mars that Arlen's putting together, like that Kickstarter last summer that didn't fund. I think those figures are amazing. They're awesome. They're so cool. So I know he's doing another one, so I really hope that funds this time because I love those figures. I would say that when we started, and I'm sure she's watching, when I started Savage Crucible, I had no idea that I was going to have a sports line.
Okay.
That came out of left field, and it came out of left field really fast. And that's what I really like about our team is that we pivot really easily. We don't we generally don't get hung up on things, and when we see an opportunity, we seize it. So
okay.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what happened with the collegiate line was just it was the right time, the right place, and said, yeah, let's go for it.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, I saw some customs of NFL teams. I'm like, did they come out with NFL teams? I'm like, no. Okay, those are customs. It like threw me off. I was like, I have to get a big one.
We'll let McFarlane do his version of NFL right now, and then when that dumpster fire is over, we'll
jump in.
Poor Larry Bird. Oh, that poor Larry Bird.
Oh, that Larry Bird's rough looking for sure.
The basketball ones look better than the football ones. That's the thing, though. Like the football ones, I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but that's one of those. I was just like, yeah, I don't. But
I don't.
They're trying to get a certain price point, so sometimes it's not fair to be critical of them. From the standpoint, they're trying to get to a certain price point to be able to sell in a mass-produced retailers. So there's only so many things you can do. You can only push the quality so much in those instances and still make it viable for that market. So that's not necessarily a completely fair.
And that makes sense too, yeah, because you've got a lot higher licensing fees, I'm sure, with the NFL as well, and so they've got to factor all that into their cost.
Yep.
And producing.
Yeah, I would say that the NFL and the Players Association puts you easily like in the 1.5 to 2 times more royalty fees than normal.
Wow. It almost makes it seem not worth it. I don't know. My opinion. I don't know if that's viable at that point. All right. Question for you. How did you connect with Frankie Frazetta and the Frazetta Art Museum in as far as talks? And
so the first person I spoke with was his mother, Lori, and I was running MAFC, and I wanted to do, and we did, I wanted to do Death Dealer parts, and because no one had done a really good Death Dealer, in my opinion, up to that point. Mezco's hadn't dropped, which I consider a pretty good Death Dealer. And she took a chance on a nobody for some minuscule amount of money. And they loved it. I did what I said I was going to do. I paid, kept my word, didn't like print more than I was supposed to. And then when I was looking at Savage Crucible, I thought, well, if we want to come out the gate swinging, bringing one licensed character in the Kickstarter would really elevate our status. And at that point, Frankie was starting to help. He'd always been helping his parents, but Frankie was actually a nurse, or was a nurse at the time that we're talking about. And he sort of took over the art museum, him and his sister, Noelle. And fun fact, Frankie is a twin, his twin brother. And then he's got 2 sisters that are both twins. So it's 2 sets of twins.
That's wild. Wow.
So, and that's when I started to interact with Frankie, and who I just love talking to him. He's just a great guy. But yeah, his mother took a chance on me, and we still joke about it because when I told him I want to do Warrior Ball and Chain, and Frankie was like, "Why the hell would you want to do that out the gate?" Like he was just like, "Are you crazy?" And they were just like, "Yeah, whatever." And I love them. I love them so much because they give me the space, and the team. They really do trust us to do what's right, and it has paid off really well.
Excellent, excellent. And so with and they've obviously shown that trust with allowing you to do what you've done with Death Dealer and Kubla Khan. Are there any other Frazetta lore that you're interested in doing that you want to make in the future? And
So
can you give
many.
us any hints?
There's so many. There'll be Frazettas for like the next, I don't know, 10 years at this point. Like,
Okay.
if I get to make everything I want to make, yes, there'll be Frazettas multiple every year for the next 10 years easily.
All right. That sounds very positive. That sounds
Hear
exciting.
that, chat? It's confirmed. More
It's
Frazetta
confirmed.
stuff.
One a year. One a year. Mark
No,
it.
more than one a year. I can tell you that right now. Yeah.
More than one in a year.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee.
You're getting
Oh,
3
okay.
this year. You're getting
I know.
Kubla, Death Dealer, and Warhorse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can't. Okay, yeah. No, you're right. And trust me, we're happy. We are happy, Rob. I promise. I speak for the whole community. I don't. I not at all. I'm happy. Okay, I'm fucking happy. You just keep doing what you're doing, brother. All right. Plastic Boy Wonder, member for 1 month with member chat, as asking, will exclusives be available to the people who are not able to go to cons, websites, or special vendors in other countries, i.e. Canada?
So words matter, as our current marketing strategy is trying to elaborate on.
Mm-hmm.
The only time that we have any exclusives, we have an exclusive at Titans and we have an exclusive at Toy Unity. Those 2 exclusives are variants of other figures.
Yep.
And the absolute best way to get them is to buy the VIP ticket and purchase them through that mechanic on the website, each individual con's website. You will regret not doing it if you can make it to those cons, period.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, that does put limitations on. I don't like that someone that's a fan in, say, Germany or Canada or China doesn't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to offer complete access or meet the entire demand curve, but I do like the idea of a limited amount going to each select retailer, much like we do with our drop figures, like Naraka and Brynjar. So the plan right now is to have a limited amount that we determine, not the retailer, that we will send to certain out-of-country retailers. It will not be available domestically for retailers, only international retailers in very limited quantities. So there'll be rules in place on what they're allowed to do with those. Like, they're not like, you can't charge double what we normally would or anything like that. They might choose to have some kind of contest or something, to help facilitate that in their own thing. But yeah, we're not going to let price gouging happen. And there are some rules about how they can't sell them back into the United States. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So that keeps it in the country where you want it to be, right? That's good. That's good. That's excellent.
And thank you, Plastic Boy Wonder, for the 1 month member chat. And congratulations, you won well actually last night.
Yeah, Plastic Boy Wonder did well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Plastic Wonder. All right, do we do media assets for that? Do we want to give
Well,
them?
we have 2 super chats, so we can.
Okay, well, we'll put those together. Let's jump in with the super chats. As you can tell, Rob, the Obby's away. The kids are playing, so yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
The chat's got great questions. I'm just telling you.
The chat's like, who's Obby? So
That's right, exactly. Stu for Lunch is 665 super chat. Thank you, Stu. Not fully evil, but still wanted to show thanks to FFC for having Rob on the show. Love collegiate figures, and looking forward to the Fishman. Go IU, Indiana University. Very, very cool.
they did something last
Thank
year,
you.
didn't they?
They did.
They're kind of little on the board.
They did. Largest living alumni base in the country. IU.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you very much for the super chat, Stu. Which one are we going to do this?
You know which one Stu wants.
We do know it's one Stu wants.
Hi guys, this is Faces by Rachie here, and I just want to let you guys know that I love Figure Fight Club. Whoop!
That wasn't the one. But
Did you see that most recent super chat, by the way?
I'm bringing it up. I think this is the one. I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet.
It's
This is from Laser Pants, $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Laser Pants. What can we do to make sure as few people as possible have access to exclusives? I want to make sure that very few people and 0 Canadians can get them.
Oh boy. Yes. So we do have Canadians on the team. So we have Canadian retailers. We have Canadian fans. But the limits in place on those retailers are based on previous orders. So it's pretty simple. It's not complicated or anything like that. So
I'm sure we know what asset to play for that one, right, Lou?
Oh yeah, we do.
Man, I haven't heard yet, Ryan. I know you talked to Holly, but I'm curious to hear about Nashville and how that's going to work out. So,
so Ryan might be coming out to Titans. He's trying to.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Very interesting.
It's really about Mrs. Laser Pants. It's really where that cue is about, but we'll see.
Okay.
So Mrs. Pants
cool.
is telling him where he's going and not. Okay.
Well, most people don't know this, but in that relationship, she is by far the most talented person in that household. So she has a very desirable skill set. So even more so for conventions than Ryan, just if I'm being honest with everybody.
Okay.
So.
Very, very cool. All right. I have not met Mrs. LP other than the chat, so did not know that. All right. He can't argue that, he says. Absolutely. Going back to, we've got any luck that you will have Elric at Toy Unity?
There is an allocation for Toy Unity, yes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So get your ass to Toy Unity. Everybody.
Or GoFest or Titans.
Okay.
I mean, we've always said that
you've got the allocation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. All
so
right.
you're saying there's still a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes, there's still a chance.
Digital Caveman, are there any plans for basic barbarians?
Define basic?
Like more of a my guess, Digital Caveman, would be sort of like the slates, that style of idea.
Yeah, I assume that's what he was talking about, to be honest. I would say that we wouldn't really want to do slates on the human skin tone because it'd just be plastic, and skin tone looks better when it's multiple tones. Even if you mold inject it in plastic, it just looks better if you hit it with some shading and things like that. So that's more of like what I would consider a savage tier. Some people might even call it a primal tier.
Okay.
So
excellent. Read between the lines, guys. Read between the lines. We've got, all right. So back to, were you surprised by the reaction of the fandom when Savage lifted off the ground? Were you surprised by when they got in the hands of the people, right?
So people will tell you that I can certainly come off as very confident. That part is true. I think the part that most people miss is that I just believe in hard work, and like I just go into it knowing that it's going to be successful, but it's going to be a grind to get there. So, I mean, just from the Kickstarter, I did not think in the Kickstarter when we started that we would get to $600,000. Did not believe that at all. Like, just I was like, there's these moments like when we turned it on, like I walked away. Like when we turned that Kickstarter on, I just walked away. I was like, I'll look tomorrow. We're gonna go do other things, and then my phone just starts blowing up. Like, you've already funded, and I'm like, what are you talking about? So from that standpoint, I was blown away, and then it just kind of slowly grew. I there have been a lot of hiccups along the way. We've made little improvements, things like that, to like make things better, from the neck pegs to reissuing the feet to improving the joints on the ankles, even changing the knee POM parts to a certain extent. Then moving forward with like new types of material, and then the Joe Fest figure even takes that a step further.
Okay.
That we're hoping that fans will really notice when they pull the figure out. I've yet to like get all my samples, so I can't say that for certain it will be the case, but it'll be interesting to see the feedback. And I don't really want to tell people what it is, because I just kind of want to see what the feedback is, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I also don't want to point out like a QC issue that we found before something shipped and we fixed it, because then people go looking for it, right? And we're like, no, we fixed it. There's no reason for you to go looking for it. So that's my mindset. But in terms of, no, I am still very humbled by how much we've grown since the beginning. Very humbled. So I have a lot of people to thank for that. I have a great team, from marketing to sculptors, to painters, to engineers. Just a lot of people working behind the scenes part-time to make Savage what it is. And it keeps growing. So I'm really excited about some of the announcements we're going to have this year. Really excited.
Yeah. Well, I know you've been talking about the desire to do almost maybe a figure release per month type situation, like a figure of the month. I think you had mentioned something about that.
Yeah, that is a goal, to have like a drop figure every month. That's not the entirety of what we would drop in a year per se, but that sort of like, so you're getting something in hand every month is sort of the idea. We probably still would do pre-orders for certain figures, especially for licensed figures.
Of course.
Yeah. And so, but at the same time, we don't want to overwhelm everybody with making a lot of purchases. I'd rather it be like small purchases each month than like one massive purchase, every quarter or something like that. So that's our mentality. That's our mindset. That's the business model we're going with, whether it's right or wrong. So,
and it might kind of sound weird or bad, but that is a good way to like program the fans to like know to expect something monthly and just be prepared for it easier than, oh shit, I got to pay for a whole wave of figures.
Yeah. And so people, and I'm not knocking anybody else how they do it. Okay. This is just me and my collecting habits. And this is kind of why I got burnt out on Classified, is like, I got so many figures at one time that like it became laborious to open them all. And then I stopped opening them, and then they just started piling up, and it was just like, that's not fun at all. And so like that goes into my mentality. Like, I want the experience to be fun. That's why we did the cards. That's why we didn't tell anybody. We wanted it to be an experience, to be fun. And then we're like, blind bags, like little accessories, would be fun. And then we're like, loot bags would be really fun. And then our third bag that we're going to start including here in the future, that's going to be awesome. And just like, making it like that RPG, making it like when you kill an enemy, you get to loot them. You get rubies, and you get gold and silver, and then you get a weapon, and then you get a cool piece of armor. And I just like, I love RPGs. I love tabletop RPGs. I love old school like Diablo RPGs. Even Diablo 4 I still play. So at least when I can. But
yeah.
So that stuff's really fun. And I think that's the part that people really enjoy. And I think that's what people are responding to, is the amount of fun they're having when they get to open a figure and play with it. And then also when it's just one figure, you get to pose it. You get to put it in some really bad, awesome poses, and you can play with it a little bit before you put it on the shelf. But when you got like 8 to open at one time, like, man, you just gear them up, and then you go, start opening the next one. And it's like, it's not that great.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It is. As a collector, I can tell you it definitely is. I mean, I still have right here sitting next to me my Awe Striker that I still haven't opened.
I opened mine a month ago, finally.
Right.
I haven't opened my Dragonfly.
Okay. Yep. I haven't opened my Rattler. So
I still have my ramen tank. I have it opened, in the bridge layer, and the Wolverine piece.
Yeah.
It's I get it.
Yeah. It can get very overwhelming very quickly. And when you drop it, when you have an entire wave all at once, it's tough to appreciate each figure in that way.
Yeah. From like summer to almost Christmas time, it was just a brutal onslaught from classified for me, and it's like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yep. And actually, I'm really worried about the last 6 months of this year being too much from us, because you're going to get hit with wave 3, you're going to get hit with wave 4, you're going to get hit with 2 exclusives, you're going to get hit with 2 drops, actually 3 drops. That doesn't include the Joe Fest, and it doesn't include Death Dealer or the Warhorse. So there's just an immense amount of figures dropping in the second half of this year.
It's
So
gonna be big.
we're about to find out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've pre-ordered them, at least it's not a
True, but as we've seen in the post, there are a lot of new collectors.
Oh yeah,
So I try to be mindful of that. So
for sure.
And that's a good problem to have, right? New collectors. It's just
it's not a problem at all. It just that presents problems. They're not the problem. It's just simply like how do you account for them properly? How do you calculate those demand curves? We're never trying to make anything that sells out instantly. Have no reason to do that. We're just trying to make sure that we don't have a stupid amount of inventory that's sitting in a warehouse that we can't. I didn't read it. That we can't sell, and then that hurts everybody when you do that, because we can't. That's money tied up that we can't put into new tooling for new parts or things like that. So,
yep. You definitely want to sell out relatively quickly. You don't want to have too much stock sitting around, but at the same time, you want to be able to factor in.
Yeah, and no one talks about how when they we laugh because and I saw a question in there we'll put an OG slate, we'll put a shadow slate, 2 shadow slates, we'll put a Savage, and we'll put a Royal Guard out on the table at every convention, and for the first hour or 30 minutes, people don't even notice it. Because they're so busy trying to get the next figure, and so the part that I love everyone bitches about the scalpers, I was like, well, if they're really paying attention, those were the figures they would grab because they're really hard to get, but they don't know.
Yep.
Right. And so it's like the fans oh, I've been wanting one. That's like the awesome experience to be able to go to a show, get one you've been trying to find. So
for sure. Now let me bring up what was that Laser Pants one? Can you bring that one back up, Talon?
You mean the head, neck, and chest? Face, neck, and chest?
LP. It's okay, Rob. Hit me right in the face, neck, and chest with those figures.
Remember, I'm not the violent one. Holly is the violent one.
That's fair. All right. So we've got another question from Slight 555. Question: how long does it take between ordering the figure to the factory and getting it to the warehouse, if possible to know?
That's way too generic of a question. There's so many parameters that you haven't considered in that question. So, for instance, are we talking about a figure that's in completely new tooling, a whole new body that you haven't even started tooling on? That would easily take a year or more. If it's something that's already tooled, I'm like, hey, I want a black Lemurian. I can call the factory, and they're like, hey, we have an opening in 3 weeks, and they'll make it as long as I have a paint master there, and they can make it in, I'd say, about 6 weeks. And the biggest delay there is not having the boxes, because boxes take a little bit of time in the trays. And then it's basically 8 weeks to get shipped out. So you could technically have a figure made in 4 months under the right conditions, provided there's an opening at the factory. And what most people understand is factories are divided up into, let's just call it workstations. Okay. So you have the mold injection part, and that's going. Then you have painting, but even the painting is compartmentalized. You got the guys that are doing pad printing. You got the guys doing the inkjet stuff with the computers. You got the guys doing shading. Then you have guys going in with brushes and doing detail. Those are all different stations, and one person that's working at one may not be able to work at the other. All right. And then you've got the assembly line, the packing, the putting the parts together, all that jazz. And so what actually happens at a factory is lots of times the mold injection won't be doing anything. They need work, but the painting booth is stacked for the next 3 or 4 months because they're so far behind because it's so intensive. And then suddenly it'll flip, And so it's all about timing on these things, but it's also about how are you prepared? Because in fact, the factory has a section for tooling. Like that's where they work on tooling, putting them together, making sure, testing them, making refinements, sending it back. Like if they can't make refinements there, then they have to send it back to the tooling factory. And that takes weeks and months because that's a piece going back to them. They don't just drop everything to fix whatever's on that one tooling. They put it back in the queue, and it might be 2 weeks. It might be 12 weeks. So like, those are things that like, I think everyone has this perception of it being like a robotic, like in the Terminator, like it's just spitting out freaking T-800s. That's not how it works. Like you're talking about every company that's there has different types of projects, from like minimal decos to high decos to different tooling to like different joint systems. It is a complicated process. And so I don't think people appreciate the dynamics involved, but I can tell you that if you come to Joe Fest, we will definitely have a figure on the table that's never been seen before that is already tooled up and ready to go. But that's because we planned that out over a year in advance. And that takes a serious amount of capital to do. And that is why most indie companies can't do it. And that's what people don't understand. People like the little guys out there doing it, and we're still little guys by any stretch, but we've just been lucky in the terms of the amount of capital we've had access to. So those little guys, they have to sell the inventory they have before they can start on something new. And that's why you see little guys doing multiple Kickstarters, because it takes that big amount of revenue to get it. Like for just the first 3 waves, you know, that's about $500,000 in tooling.
Right.
Just the tooling. That's not manufacturing the figures. That's not paying the tariffs. That's not getting them here. That's not setting up a warehouse. That's just the tooling. So immensely, it you know, to carry that kind of cash and to get things done is intense. So that's why there's this pace. That's why you don't see some companies putting out a lot of figures, because they're just trying to survive, trying to get through the day to get to where they can do something cool. It's not that they don't have cool ideas or can't put out cool or don't want to put out cool stuff. It's just a cash flow problem.
It makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. You've got to get your legs before you can expand into new things. So you utilize your parts inventory and to the best of your ability to create something to create something new out of it. I get that.
Holly's messaging me. She's like, do you like how no one responded about me being the violent one? They have all accepted it. They are afraid.
Oh, damn. Yeah, well, fair enough. No Quarters asking, will there be limits on the new drop figures at Joe Fest?
Yes. We'll do an announcement here soon. The reservation system will be in place. And what that is you will be able to go onto the website. You will be able to reserve one for pickup at Joe Fest. You have to pick it up by, I think, close of business Saturday. If you don't pick it up by Saturday, close of business, then that figure will be opened up and available for somebody else to purchase on Sunday.
Okay.
You don't have to pay up front. It's just you pay when you get there, but you can reserve one. And then I think there's some details that we haven't worked out, but I think the way it works is you reserve one, and if there's a second one available, you can purchase a second one. Now, if you walk up to the booth and you don't have a reservation, then you're only getting one. You don't get to get two.
Gotcha.
Because that's not fair to the guy that did reserve it and wants to pick up a second one. He did what he was supposed to, and this guy didn't. So that's where we're at on that. So
makes sense.
We just really want people to be able to, like, guys, I've asked people to pick stuff up for me before. Like,
sure.
That's the best part about toy collecting is the friendships you make and the people that help you. And like, I don't want to kill that, but at the same time, so we want to keep that in place while also limiting. Man, it hurts my soul when like we were sold out at Zolo by 11 and VIPs were still walking in trying to get a figure. And, you know, some guys walked through the line 4 times and bought, you know, he's putting figures on eBay. That sucks. But the reservation system really clamped down on that hard.
Yeah.
So we really like the results.
You know, and I'm sure you've gotten feedback from it, but you know, you guys did the reservation system at Toylanta, and everybody I talked to thought it was great that we're able to, again, we weren't not necessarily being able to pick up a lot for other people that couldn't be there, but the people that were there were able to get what they get their figures fairly easily. So I think it went well at Toylanta as a collector. So there you go, no quarter. And we've got a member chat. Thank you, Travis. Member chat from Travis, member for 13 months. 2 questions. You only get 1 question on a member chat. 2 questions. Number 1, is there any Royal Guards figures still available at cons? And number 2, is Kansas State University coming? Blink twice if yes.
There is. I don't really ever blink. Not twice in a row anyway. That would be a serious tell. So for the Royal, there's a few. There'll be like 1 or 2 that pop up in the next couple of conventions. I mean, we put pretty decent amount up on the sale, on the in-stock sale, so that made a lot of people happy. So, but there's 1 or 2. There should be 1 or 2 on the table through the rest of the year, the next 3 domestic conventions. I can't speak for what happens at Los Amigos or Toy Explosion over in Europe.
Okay. And we're just getting flooded with the questions, so we're just going to keep it rolling, my friend. Question: are we going to see the Elric armor on another figure for reuse, like a variant color?
So I don't know. Most people haven't figured this out yet, but his chest plate is a secondary piece. So that's glued in. So you can actually take that out. And so, yeah, there will be parts of the tooling used to make Elric will be on other figures. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What's up, Shogun? Thanks for coming out tonight, bud. Tyler is.
I was gonna highlight Mrs. Figure Fight Club was in here.
Oh, hello, Mrs.
You
Figure
do
Fight
exist. I thought Abby was making her up. Did you guys think he was making her up? Because I thought he was making her up. I did.
I met her, so no,
okay.
I knew he didn't make her up. I was surprised. It was one of those things. It was like, really, Abby? Good for you, man. I don't get I'm kidding, Mrs. Figure Fight.
She is definitely a saint to put up with him.
She is.
And then Renato showed up and confirmed your reservation comment earlier. Wait, that was Savage Ben. Wait, yeah, Savage Ren.
You can reserve 2. Very good, very good. All right, so going back,
clearly, I don't run things. I think everyone should realize this by now.
Yeah, everyone. Ren comes in and corrects your.
People are like texting me like to do something. I'm like, dude, you're texting the wrong, bro. Like, I don't handle that at all.
The figurehead of Savage Crucible.
Right. Rob, how many new races or species will be coming in the next year?
Calendar year or 12 months? Guys, words matter. You got to be specific in these questions. You're killing me. I just like messing with Tyler because he's always giving us shit too. He is one of my favorite Canadians. Gordon's still my favorite though. Let's see. How many new races, species are we talking about? I mean, because you've got we got snake men coming this year. You've got the horse. That's technically a new species. You have the pronoids, whatever the hell the Harbinger is. I don't want to spoil anything else for this year. So we'll see. There's a lot. There are a lot of figures.
At least 3 then. At least 3.
I want to say there's like 20. Is that right? Are there 20 figures hitting the last 6 months of the year? Supposed to anyway.
So you got how many with the pronoid wave? You've got
so there's 8 SKUs in wave 3, 7 from the Kickstarter, and we added the head pack. So there's 8 SKUs there. There's 3 SKUs in wave 4. So we're at 11. Then you've got so that's 11. All right. So then you got Joe Fest, you've got Death Dealer, you've got Warhorse, you've got Wonderfest, you've got Titans, you got Unity, then you have the 2 variants. That's 19 in case I haven't forgot something. So
Okay. That's a big wave for the year. That's a big run for the rest of the year.
yeah.
3-1, actually. I don't know, Ryan. Okay. Now we're just all getting confused. Here we go. Titan Shadow says, can we get more clean looking weapons without all the wear and damage?
You're collecting the wrong line, sir. No, I'm just teasing. I mean, it's Savage Crucible. It wasn't. I really appreciate the personality that goes into our weapons. Some are definitely more beat up than others. That's certainly the case. I don't think any of the new blind bag weapons, except for the Claymore, are beat to hell and back. I think the axes and most of the swords are actually really clean.
Yeah, they're mostly
Yeah,
clean.
I mean, Excalibur, the fist weapon, the hero sword, the axe, those are all pretty. I don't think there's hardly any war damage on those. So
no, the Excalibur and the gold version, I never can pronounce the name of that, Cala something or other.
yes,
I can't pronounce it. Those are clean. Those are 100% clean, or pretty much, yeah.
So I mean, so there are some already.
Laser Pants is waiting for the polite Crucible. Maybe an exclusive for next year.
That would be. But no, there are certain races. I mean, it's fair to say, like, if it's Elvish, right? Like, it would definitely be a cleaner, harder steel, that kind of things. It wouldn't really dictate, or even like other metals that wouldn't have as much war damage or would be as crude. So it's fair to say that there definitely is some coming, but there already is some out there right now, right? So,
Okay, all right, good. All right, coming up is House Hendo, member for 11 months with the member chat. Thank you, Hendo. Good to see you, brother. Rob, are we getting Savage Atlantis? I saw it on the Varnox box map. Also, yes, all the Frazetta.
sir, you have not been reading your lore. If you read your lore, you would know that Como is half Atlantean.
Uh-oh. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Wait, Savage Crucible.
But in all seriousness, yes, I definitely want to explore more of Atlantis and Lemuria, and there's plenty of places on the maps that we haven't gotten to. So, but yes, we definitely picked those places because they're fun to think about.
Okay. So it's on the table. It could be happening. Good to hear. Plastic Wonder Boy says, will there be more than one Canadian retailer or just one retailer in Canada for the exclusives?
Can you tell he's from Canada, by the way?
I think Plastic Wonder Boy is from Canada.
Yeah.
I think I've decided we're just not going to let any go to Canada at this point. I think that's funny. How did Abby, the Indian guy from North Carolina, get all these Canadians watching his channel? That is the real question. Yes, I think Death Owl will be allocated a little bit, and then E-Collectibles will be the other person. As of right now, I don't think we have anybody else that distributes figures in Canada. I think those are the only two.
Okay. All right. And Death Owl,
Where in Canada are you in is the next question. You can't come to Toy Unity?
I have no idea where Plastic Wonder Boy or Plastic Wonder is.
I think he's from like Toronto area, somewhere around there, up there, Ontario. I don't know. They all merge. They're all the same to me, except the ones that speak French.
Well, that's a good way to get canceled.
I'm pretty sure that each province is very culturally distinct.
All right, member chat from Endless Fables. Wave 1 accessory set. There is a shield, I was told, that is made from a giant snake. Is that true? How does that work with the snake men coming out?
So, I mean, humans are primates, and I would say that we are definitely very far from a chimpanzee. or a gorilla. So I think I want to make sure I understand the crux of the question. I think you're saying like if they're snake men, were the shields made out of snake men or were they made out of some giant snake? And so I would say that both exist of different species that are, you know, this is really a Nicky question in terms of like the genus and things like that. Like, you know, where are they at? Are they in the same phylum or the same genus? You know, so yes, I would say that giant snakes and snake men both exist in Savage Crucible.
There you go.
And I would expect to see both. Yes.
Ah, that's the rest of that answer. There we go. Plastic Platorium stated that he's from Toronto, Toronto's #1 Savage fan.
Awesome.
Plastic Boy Wonder. I mess up names all the time. Just roll with it. It's fine. Everything's fine. But there you go. Toronto. Do you mix Toronto up with Ontario, Talib? Is it all the same? Quebec?
No, that's Quebec.
Nova
I don't think that
Scotia.
was confused.
Nova Scotia.
My fellow Canadians, all I can tell you is most people get really confused between Alabama and Mississippi. So if you're not from the South, we're all hillbillies down here. So it is what it is. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was the same growing up in New England. We thought the same thing in New England growing up, is that the entire South was nothing but hillbillies. That's what.
I was going to say, Plastic Praetorium got it. I got it right. Toronto's in Ontario.
Excellent. We're proud of you, sir. Good job. I want to make sure that you receive the accolades that you deserve.
Yep.
All right. So next for you, what made you decide to get into the collegiate football figures, the collegiate legends? What was
You know that you guys should have Holly on to do all of the collegious legends.
Okay.
She does. Yes, but entertaining. You like it, there is a lot of good with the bad, right? So she has way more personality than I do, and a lot more fun to have on a podcast. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
She does a much better job laying out the story than I do, and I don't want to steal her thunder. So mostly because I am afraid of her too. So
that's fair. All right, that's perfectly fair. I won't press you any further on that.
Ooh,
we'll roll forward on that.
I like that. A zombie football team.
Zombie football team. Shogun is asking, Rob, can you push for a Talib head sculpt in an accessory pack?
We'll put it in the suggestion box.
All right.
Thanks, Shogun. I appreciate it. I'll just go with the Taurus. I'll use that as my head sculpt.
E2 Brute, but betrayed by my own team, my B1. Damn.
Right. So yeah, zombie football team. What do you think? I think that would be.
Abby, we asked that question already.
Yeah, we already did that, Abby. We're not doing it again.
Just check the replay.
Yep. We went through all of that.
If he would have been on time,
so,
right?
Yeah,
exactly. Oh no, he was at a steakhouse, fancy steakhouse. So you know, he's living it up. You know, Brazilian steakhouse, having a blast. So getting late into this, let's Emily ask you what this is. What, with the success of Savage Crucible and Collegiate Legends, what is the next step for Harvinger Studios? Do we have new lines? Do we have new properties? Or is it just really concentrating on what we've got, growing Savage Crucible and the Collegiate Legends?
yes, to everything you just said.
Good night, everybody.
I knew it.
Yes, we have a new line. Yes, we have new properties. Yes, we're expanding both Savage and Collegiate individually as well. That is a lot. I'm really excited. I wish I could talk more about some of it, but there's a time and a place for that. So we signed new deals. Yeah, I think for the people that have been with us since the beginning, you see the momentum that we keep picking up. in terms of like releases, new sculpts, like rolling stuff out. Like I don't feel like it's getting faster and faster, and it's not slowing down. There's not those big lulls that you typically see. And so I think we're starting to feel really comfortable in our own skin from that perspective. But I'm also mindful of what growing pains that we're going to have in those regards too. So I love the Savage Crucible IP. I love the originality of it. I love that it brings in other IPs. And so I don't want to stop doing original characters. But at the same time, there's a lot of IP out there that deserves some sunlight, much like Elric, much like Warrior Ball and Chain, much like Kubla, much like Fafhrd and Grey Mouser. So there are a lot of properties that I feel like fit with Savage Crucible in a multitude of different ways that we'll be layering in, which is only eclipsed by Holly's desire to expand the Collegiate Legends brand in multiple facets. So, and that doesn't even include our third line that we're coming out with. And so, yeah.
So we the Collegiate Legends will be entering the Crucible at some point. Spikes
I don't know
on the shoulder pads.
We certainly learn from each other. Like the lines learn from each other in terms of like how we are executing certain things. That may not be completely obvious to everybody else. But they're also like, so there's like, you know, we talk about this internally about this. There's like a X percentage of overlap between Savage Crucible and Collegiate Legends. Then there's like X percentage of just toy collectors that may not be interested in Savage Crucible, but are interested in Collegiate Legends. And then they both have these huge audiences that do not overlap in any shape, form, or fashion. Right. And so that, from that perspective, it is just so interesting when we're looking at all the analytics and where we're pulling our fans from. And so that's really awesome. And then the ways that we've come up with, the creative ways that well, at least I feel like we've been creative, that we will get to leverage that in the future in ways that may not be obvious right now.
Okay. So there's a possibility for a Savage Poly out of pocket. Matt with 2 T's, always the creative one. I love it. Real quick, just a Detour Customs with a $4.99 super chat. Detour, thank you so much. Love you, Rob.
Man, I still can't get over that cool little dragon that he did for Elric to ride on. That thing was so awesome. I'm still super like blown away with the Viking boat that he made and how he has the removable thing. Like that really needs to be a mold injected piece that gets made. Like it was great engineering on his part, great thought process. So
very well done. Yeah, I think Abby's got one because I've seen it in person. I haven't met Detour in person. I'm pretty sure Abby's got one. It's absolutely, it's amazing, and that would be cool. Would that be something that you'd considered? Maybe I'm putting you on the spot here. Consider partnering up and making happen in Injected.
Certainly, I don't see why not. I can't imagine why that wouldn't be a good idea.
Well, so this is the time with Endless Fables question. Since Rob is tired, what are the name of the next 3 drop figures?
You know, I've been going to therapy about how much I get abused and used on podcasts to drop stuff. All right. And I'm stronger now. All right. Stronger.
Okay. And we believe you. What are the next 3?
I mean, in all honesty, they're right behind me. Unfortunately, I just haven't gotten up yet. So
I've watched the camera move around a little bit here and there every now and then. I kind of wonder if you're just trying to tease everybody with something, because you made a couple comments, and when you made the comment, the camera started to pan. I'm like, he's fucking.
It goes with my hand motions and like.
Oh, is it?
It goes so like.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
So I would have to be really thinking about where my head is, to, like get something in frame, right?
Okay.
Pause. Zoom.
There you go. All right. Watch the replay, guys, and do your work.
But they're always close. Always.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there we go. There we go.
I'll ask you for 3 of the next 19 and ask for all the names.
Oh, she gets on me.
All right, Holly, help us out here because we got to figure it out before the end of the night.
Y'all should be asking her about this year's teams. She hasn't revealed them all.
Hurry up. Let's get Holly the link real fast. We got a few minutes left.
No.
Let's bring her in. Let's bring her in. Real quick, though, we got to get back to Detour's super chat, and we got to say thank you very much, and we have a video to play.
Love you, man.
So, yeah, this one's for you, and we're going to switch it up this time. Bear with me a minute.
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
I thought I froze.
Hey guys, make sure to check out Figure Fight Club.
There we go. Savage Holly has arrived for sure. All right, so we talked earlier about the length, and I don't want to be keeping you all night, Rob. I know it's everybody's got questions. It's been fun. I appreciate you coming on. Like I said from the beginning, I'm definitely a massive fan, which makes it difficult for me to even interview you in any kind of good, from a journalistic stand. I'm not a journalist, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm just gushing over here. Honestly, we know this, so I'm thankful to the chat for helping me out with some fantastic questions, and definitely appreciate it. You come hang out with us today. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I think it was even more fun without Abby. Abby's still in the chat, right? You heard that?
Probably. Yeah. So real quick, Plastic Platorium asked, Plastic Platorium, we talked about this, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier in the show. Cowboys Western theme figures. When, Rob?
It's on my radar.
Yep. It's a much needed line for 1/12 scale.
Yep.
Something Cowboys. Abby's wow. Talib just made the list. See, now you've made him cranky. This is all on you, Talib. I can't help you, buddy. Savage Ren, Rob is an awesome and generous.
Just take that
individual.
down. He knows what he did. He knows what he did. Shame.
Oh no.
In his defense, Holly's the one that hits the button every month that pays everybody. So yeah.
Oh wow! So she's savage and she has the power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's favorite movie is Backrooms. I never watch like horror movies or whatever, and Ren convinced me he wanted to go see Backrooms because he's been a fan since like the YouTube videos about that were out like I don't know 10, 15 years ago or something.
Okay.
So we went and saw it at DFW, and we're both like, "What the fuck?" Like, that movie just got weird.
Really?
Yes. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know nothing about it, to be completely honest with you. So I don't. I know no backstory on any of it. So okay. So it's a weird one, huh? Maybe I'll have to check it out now if it's that weird. We'll see.
I'm good.
We will see. Yeah. Okay. I'll do some research before I say that. All right. We're gonna close this out. But Am Bortsy says black and white variants on the Death Dealer. We haven't gotten.
So I'm gonna once again, guys. Words matter. They matter, and it's very important when you're trying to ask a question to get the information that you're looking for, because variant can mean a lot of things. And so I don't know what you mean exactly by a variant.
And there we go. That makes sense. It makes sense. It's definitely a vague enough that it can be brought with a vague answer kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. Glad everyone's catching on. Like,
yep. Goose, any chance to get a real Goose question?
Yeah, I think he got that real Goose question earlier about his
Wasn't he the one with the eyes and the genetic lineage? And
Yeah, that
Yes.
was a goose question for sure.
That was a goose question for sure.
And there's a bunch of comments going back and forth about that chainmail you have in your hands.
oh, this is a sample. This is actually not final. Death Dealer's chainmail will not be this shiny. It'll be much darker. But I love it. I love to play with it. It just feels good. Like it feels. I just love it. So I always have. But it's quiet. Usually my other little fidget toys I have are kind of loud. And so this one's great to be on camera with because it doesn't make any noise. But yes, I always walk around with like 2 fidget toys in my pockets to work on stuff. So
makes sense. I get it. There we go. So all right, guys, we're gonna let Rob off the hook at this point, and we're gonna shut this down. Let's see what we got here. So again, thank you guys to everyone who came out to watch tonight. We appreciate all of you guys. Next week, we've got another special guest, and we've got a little video to play for that.
I was going to say before that, you want to have Rob give a rundown what his con schedule is before we head out?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I was going to do the video for next week, and then we do the full. Yeah, we'll do the full thing. So this is our next week's guest.
We collect the Mezcos and Marvel Legends and even the third parties. We shop the Legos and McFarlane's and we even check out the Barbies. We hunt to Walmart and at Target and anywhere with toys. We help each other out because we do it for the boys. Welcome to the Plastic Journey Podcast.
And we got J5 coming out with us next week. Get to hear his story and talk with him about toy collecting, as we always do. Absolutely.
It looked like a Gundam on his icon. Does Abby even know what a Gundam is? I mean, he always thinks it's a Transformer. So
that's right. He does not. He has no idea what a Gundam is, for sure. All right. So Rob, again, closing out. Can you give us a little breakdown and shout out everything? Where can we see you in the coming months?
So we will be. I think Kevin will be at Los Amigos in Europe this next weekend, or is it this weekend? I can't remember. And then the end of the month, we'll be in Augusta, Georgia at Joe Fest. And then in September, Kevin will be at Toy Apocalypse in Germany. And then October, we will be at Titans Toy Expo in Nashville. And then in November, we'll be at Toy Unity in New Jersey. And I'm sure that there's 2. Oh, I did forget one. The week before Titans, I will be at Wonderfest. We will have a table at Wonderfest. Wonderfest in Shanghai. And then, is there any other show I'm forgetting? I am forgetting a show. I think there's a show in Hong Kong that we will be present at as well. Yes, it's the Anime Hong Kong Toy Show that we'll be at, which is in about a month as well.
Okay. So you got a busy night, or a busy rest of the year for sure, as far as your con appearances. That's awesome. All right. So hopefully I get to see you in a few weeks. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm debating Joe Fest because I really want to get my hands on that drop as soon as possible. So we'll see what happens. But again, appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us tonight, putting up with the rapid fire questions and Ronaldo for sure.
No, I thank you guys so much. This has been fun. I appreciate a lot of great questions in the chat. You guys asked a lot of great questions, and I appreciate you guys highlighting us. So
absolutely. Talib, what you got?
Tomorrow night, Men on Films. Join us 11 p.m. We are talking our favorite fight scenes in movies. Ayo Frankie is the guest. Then Monday on Figure Fight, that's on my channel. Monday on Figure Fight Club for Decepticast, our Transformers show. 10:15 p.m. open mic night on Figure Fight Club. 8 p.m. every Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I'm part of 3POA Midweek Mayhem, where I do the mid-show Transformers report. That starts at 9. And then back to my channel on Thursdays for, our little YouTuber panel opinion show. So check it out. That's at 10:30 on my channel. A lot of stuff.
There you go. Always a lot of stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Men on Film. I did the point thing. I don't know, wherever Talib is, he's at one of these sides. Men on Film tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Next week, Taking the Shot, 9 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. All the Figure Fight Club shows Tuesday night at 8 p.m. open mic night. You can find me on Instagram, LucidABase3, and appreciate all you guys coming out. Talib, thanks for hanging. Rob, again, thanks so much for being a guest. We appreciate you, my friend. Everybody in the chat, thank you. Everybody in the replay squad. What's that?
I got the outro, so
You got the outro. Okay.
Yep.
See, we're professional here.
Yeah.
We're good.
good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.